Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining the I Am Worthy Vision Board workshop. If you are here, you have some sort of interest in manifestation, or are manifesting or learning how to manifest, and want to get a little bit clearer as to how the fuck to do it a little bit better than maybe what you have been doing it so far. So, lots of energy is so high right now. I've been meditating all day. I've been channeling today to bring you guys an example of what wealth frequency feels like, is like, talks like. Um, super, super exciting. So I'm gonna just ground a little bit because sometimes it can get a little intense. But first, I wanted to start off and say thank you again, and let's get into it. So right now, you'll just need a notebook and a pen. So, what is manifesting? What is manifestation? Um, it is when you have achieved or working towards your goals. I'm gonna try to keep lingo very simple, only because I feel like on the internet, like especially there is a lot of oversaturation, and I know I sound hypocritical saying that because that's what I'm doing right now too. But for me, I've noticed in my journey with there being so much information, it just feels a little overwhelming. And so I wanted to break it down as to how I've understood manifestation, especially with having ADHD. My brain is going a million miles per hour and my mouth is trying to keep up most of the time. Right. So, with that being said, manifestation can work in two ways. It can be unintentional and it can be intentional. Unintentional is some, I don't want to say it in the first person, but when you make the joke like, oh, I'm so this or I'm so that, and it's not usually in like a compliment sense. So when we start off with saying words like that, the universe is then telling us, oh, okay, I would rather give you this, but if this is what you're asking for, or this is what you are claiming and declaring and presenting yourself to the world, um, I'm just going to go ahead and, without malicious, so it's not a punishment. I just want everyone to understand that it's not a punishment. And so the universe will deliver that. And in the good sense, when you start saying positive I am affirmations, like for example, instead of saying I'm so tired, maybe start switching over to I have so much energy and I budget my energy wisely. So it's those things that start bringing in and start shifting how you start to feel and what is being magnetized and what is pulling into your reality. So I hope I'm not talking too fast because I do get super excited. So I will definitely try to slow down as much as I can. And if you guys need me to slow down and even more, just send me a message and I can definitely slow down. All right. A little nervous, but excited, super excited. Awesome, awesome. All right. So when we hear manifesting, or the other reason why I wanted to hold this workshop is because I feel like I'm only seeing one side of how manifestation works. And it's oh, write it on a bay leaf or blow cinnamon through the front door or this, that, like all these like rituals that do inherently work, or they can work just depending on what feels more comfortable with you, what you feel feels right to you. The best example I will give is a lot of accounts will talk about, oh, it's the first of the month and you have to do this and you have to do that and da, 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 and you ain't gotta do all that if you don't want to. I promise you, you don't have to do it. And your manifestations will still work. I am a really great example of that. The only dates that are important to me are, as of right now, are the dates that I have work, the days I have appointments, So if it's not, okay. So the way that let me see. Oh, it's my train of thought. Okay. So yes, that I feel like that's like the last step of manifestation is when you start doing the ritual aspect part of it. But let's break it down to probably something that you might not realize. In order for, excuse me, let me back up a little bit. Manifesting, when you have manifested or are currently manifesting and receiving, the universe is giving you something, right? So now you're in a room of all your things and all your thoughts and emotions and dreams, wants, and blah, 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 right? So the universe is then giving you something, but if you can't accept it, it's because there's no more space. You have no more space in your capacity in order to receive the things that you've been asking for. And you're like, what the fuck? Well, then how do I clear the room? How do I get rid of the shit so that I can get what I've always wanted, right? Or what I'm working towards. And the answer to that is through shadow work and release. That's the real fucking answer. So, and I'm going to explain what shadow work is and explain what release is. But that's the groundwork of manifestation. Right. So what is shadow work? So shadow work is awareness, understanding, and disassociating and declaring all the negative low vibrational energies that you may have experienced that you may still be in. So for example, an example would be like if you realize, just because I was thinking about road rage earlier today. So example would be, okay, why does road rage exist, right? And a lot of the times, or in my experience, anytime I would be upset, it's because I would take it as a direct threat, right? That would be like the primal energy of it, is that I took it as a direct threat, and now I'm projecting that anger, right? And sometimes that moment could like mess us up on for the rest of the ride. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that guy cut me off. Fuck that guy, or like, or whatever the case is. And so when we hold on to that, then it starts getting like yucky and it starts getting like uncomfortable and it like we don't like that shit. We don't want to do that shit anymore. So shadow work would be to recognize that, hey, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to have road rage anymore. And understanding why. Why? Because I don't want it to ruin the rest of my night. I want to enjoy my time with my kids or my partner or my pets or whatever your home situation is, right? And then disassociating from it, acknowledging, you know what, I don't like that feeling. I never ever in my life want to feel like that again. And sometimes, like for me, it's easier for me to shadow work that way because then I feel cringe, and then it's like, so now I'm creating a new response instead of getting comfortable with it. Now I'm forcing myself to become uncomfortable with that trait, right? And then declaring would be, what mindset shift can you, or what sentence, what I am, can you replace that with that is going to be beneficial to me, right? And that would be, I no longer have road rage, and whenever I get upset, I let it go. Okay, he cut me off, but it wasn't a personal attack to me. Like that is like a whole, if you do get into a situation like that, please call 911. Please be careful, please be safe. But like I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And so now you're declaring, you know what, I no longer am going to initiate road rage like that. And instead I'm going to be upset for 5 minutes and then realize, okay, now I'm on my way to my best friend's house and we're gonna have the best fucking night ever. You know what I mean? Like instead of like, oh my god, now I have a little. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So that is shadow work in a nutshell. And it definitely gets a lot more there's definitely like a lot more that I could definitely get into. But I would like to say that I'm also going to be offering a shadow work workshop very soon. I'm so fucking excited about that. So if you enjoyed this one, I can only get better from here, right? So the next workshop, I don't have any dates yet, but I'm still working out the structure of that. So exciting. And so with shadow work will be released. That's the second part of it. So when we release, now we decide, okay, we'll use a different example. You decide, you know what, up until I'll share a personal example. Recently, my husband had his health had taken a turn, and overnight, I basically became his caretaker and became the head of the household and had to take care of, make sure that we were good. It was my job. Coach put me in. I said, "Holy shit!" Right? Um, and so um, I had so much anger. I was just so angry. Like, how could this happen to us? How could this happen to me? How could this happen to him? Like, and I started festering, and I just started. I wasn't letting it out. And at first, I thought I was covering it well enough, and I wasn't. I was lashing out at people that like that, road rage in that sense, or I was getting irritated, even more irritable with people at work. And so it started affecting I started affecting the environments that were around me and the people that were around me unintentionally. And so I had my therapist, she kept telling me, you need to let it out. You need to let out that anger in a safe way. Like, you can't just keep doing this. And so and it was funny because at the time, like, I don't know how to do that. Like, what do you mean? Like, how do I let this out safely in a controlled environment? Right. And so what I did was I went to the thrift store and I bought all these cheap little glasses, 50 cents, a penny, like nothing over $1, because at the time, like, I really was trying to make sure that we were okay. And so I came home and I put them in the box and I taped up the box all crazy. And I and I told my husband, just ignore me for a little while, but I need to do something for therapy. And he was like, okay. And I took my speaker in and I told them, I was like, if the neighbors ask, just say that I'm in a band, or, like, I made up something, and so I went in there, I had my speaker on full blast. I grabbed my contraption and I fucking threw that shit as hard as I fucking could. And with all that anger and with all that rage. And I was just like, ah. And so, and at the time, I'm laughing now because I have so much gratitude to being able to let that go and not carry that over the last 7 months, 8 months that this has all happened. And and at the time when I fucking felt it, like, I'm crying, I'm like, babas are everywhere. Like, I was in it. And then I got to a point where I was like, yeah, okay, now what? And then I couldn't stop crying. And I just leaned into that. I said, okay, this is the next emotion. Let's lean into it, lean into it. And then the bombers just got worse. But once I felt like, okay, like, I definitely feel like that's everything. Is there any bit more emotions? Anything else would like to come up at this time? And once I was able to start calming down, I felt so much fucking better. So much fucking better. And it didn't come at the expense of an unintentional misunderstanding from a coworker, or dealing with clients at work, or someone looking at me the wrong way in the store. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was able to acknowledge, hey, this is getting to a point where I don't want to backpedal, and I don't want to go back into those places that I've been in before. Let me do something productive, right? And so, releasing in that way, my life has changed in 6 months. I'm holding a workshop. If you would have told me 6 months ago I would be hosting a workshop, I'd be like, girl, you lying. Bitch, you lying. You know. So yeah, that is why releasing is so important. So getting rid of all that sacred rage allowed the space and capacity for me to grow mentally, spiritually. Physically, I shrunk a little bit, which is thanks to my day job. So love that. And it's like, so I'm able to continue expanding on what I have, right? Um, and so that is like the cycle of manifesting. So I'm gonna look at the comments. Let me know if you guys have any questions. All right. How we feeling? How we doing? My screen is on this side, so that's why I'm like looking over here. Feeling good. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Nope. And keep track when I know. Okay. So okay. So when we start asking ourselves, what is it that we're trying to manifest? There, we have to answer the W's, right? Who, what, when, where, and why. The only one that we don't fully answer, but we can guide in, I guess, or assist in is the how. And I'm going to explain that in a second. So if we're thinking about the things that we want to add to our vision board or things that we want in our dream life, we'll expand to dream life. For one, who is in my dream? What? Well, not what yet, but so we're gonna go down like the questions of who is in my dream life, what type of people are in my dream life, what type of relationships do I have, what is my work life like, what is like, you're gonna like go down that whole thing, right? And then the most important one that is gonna be the why. And it could be a simple answer as just because that's an answer. I totally accept that as an answer just because I want the craziest BMW that I can afford just because. Why not? You know, and so finding your why is gonna be like that driving force really behind everything. And I feel like why is the really bigger question of it. Why do you want to um why do you want to start, like, why are you choosing now to start healing, or why are you going to continue to heal, or why is it important for your family dynamics to be a certain way, or why is it important for you to be financially free? So these are really really big questions that you're gonna start finding yourself getting into, um, and it's okay. You can start off with as big as the question as you want or as small as the question you want. But know that will be like the driving force behind it. And for a lot of us, I feel like it's because we all want to get out of, the thing being for a lot of folks that I've been talking to recently, it's being financially free. We want to be debt free, no student loans, no credit card payments, like to have a life where you don't have to worry about that shit, right? So also I'm bougie as fuck, so that is definitely the life that I am working towards because I am wealthy and you are wealthy too. Okay, so just a little pump me up there. And so when we start manifesting these things, when we start answering these questions, there is a right way and there is a wrong way to manifest or what to ask for. And so, but I don't want, I think even saying like there's a wrong way and there's a right way, I think that's, it just, the, I feel like if you're vague, then you will get, like the universe is just going to deliver, okay, you said you wanted more money, and then your boss is calling you, hey, can you come in and like work all these like double shifts? You know, it's like you asked for more money, but you just weren't as specific with it. And so rather than saying that, then you can say, I want to manifest an extra $500 this week for my best and highest good and for harm to none, with harm to none. And something of the sorts, right? Where it's like, universe, like deliver it to me and from my best and highest good. For the best examples, best opportunities. Because like I said, you know, if you're vague, the universe is gonna be like, I guess this is what she wants, maybe. So yeah. Feeling tired. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to bring up about the who is, who are you manifesting these things for? Is it that you are manifesting, let's just say, like for some reason, like nursing is coming up. So if that resonates with you, for some reason, you know, do you want to pursue nursing, or do you have you always wanted to be a nurse, or are you doing it because your family said that, you know, we all know the speech, right? So we don't have to indulge in that. But or did you do it because you genuinely felt the calling to be a nurse? Or do you feel the calling to actually go and be a doctor, or if you want to go further? Or do you have the calling to, I don't know, be a pro surfer? I don't know, like just people have crazy dreams and I'm not here to judge. And so I say, fuck it and go do it. All but smart. But you know, you gotta take like the action steps to like do it. Don't just like quit your job and then be like, oh, I'm gonna go be a pro surfer tomorrow. You know, we still live in a real world and we still have responsibilities. So don't hold me liable for that. um so that is definitely like a bigger question though, is when you're asking for these things, who are you asking them for? Are you asking them for yourself, or are you doing it, or do you feel that you have to manifest these things in order to you know, based off of someone else's lenses, if you will? Do you have any questions so far? No? Okay, cool. We will continue. Is everything I'm saying like making sense though? Do I need to like further explain anything else? Because if so, and well, I guess that would be question. I'm like that kid in school that like asks a million questions just to make sure that like I understand everything completely. Okay, cool. Okay. So one thing I just wanted to quickly touch on about, but I don't want to get too deep into it, is the moral compass of manifestation. And so it still follows the rule, the natural rule, or the law of nature, I should say, sorry. Everyone still has their own willpower, right? So I don't teach that type of line of work, but no judgment if you do. But so willpower is still very much a thing. So if you're manifesting a specific person, this is coming through very specific for someone, but I'm hearing it's more on the replay. So I'm just a messenger. Don't come for me. And so what can happen is um, things of that realm don't always work the way that you want it, because there's basically two forces that are coming to play. So that's why I'm only going to touch base on that. For some reason, that is coming through. And we will gently move on. Thank you so much for the message. Okay, so also, like I said, no judgment. So I want you guys now at this time to think about something that made you feel great, made you feel amazing, made you feel like fuck yes, right? Like I'm trying to like for me, for example, like what a time for me to be really present is at a concert. I fucking love being at concerts. The music is loud. Everyone around me gets it. We're all excited. There's no fucking judgment. I don't give a fuck like what your day job is. Like we're here to have a fucking good time and like that type of energy. So think of a time when you felt like that, right? Even if it's not a concert, but just you, the idea is of you genuinely enjoying something and being passionate about it and being super present at that time. That feeling, that is wealth frequency. So whether you felt it as like, oh my gosh, I got my favorite Starbucks cup, I'm so fucking excited. It could be something as simple as that. It could be, like I said, the concert. It could be food. It could be eating at your favorite place. Don't overthink it. It's literally like that simple. And that is wealth frequency. And so I am going to later on in the workshop, we're going to do a guided meditation where I'm going to guide you guys through and help connect you. And even if at this moment you don't feel it, it doesn't mean that it's not working. It's just that we are waking up your subconscious, and I promise you, it will click when it needs to click. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So when we find these little bits of wealth in our everyday life, um, that is the energy that we're going to lean into for this workshop, for this vision board specifically. And the vision board is meant to, let me go ahead and grab my notes here. A vision board is a constant reminder. It's what holds you accountable to all the things that you said that you wanted, right? A vision board is that it's your visions, it's what you imagine for yourself, everything that you want, everything that you want to be. That's what it's there for. And the reason why that they work so fucking well is because, like I said, it holds you accountable. Okay. I have my old vision board right here, and I'm going to share it with you guys. And it's okay. That the other thing I want to share is if later on when things don't resonate, that's okay. That just means, hey, you know what? That part of me just doesn't, it's not, I don't want that to be part of my future anymore. And then you move it, and it's not a big deal. Okay. So again, we don't have to take it too crazy. So when we start thinking of the things that we want, sometimes it can get a little overwhelming because, and the reason that that happens is because the subconscious comes in like a fucking freight train and is like, yeah, but you don't have it right now. And it's like all this negative bullshit that isn't even fucking real. I'm telling you that shit right now. That shit is not real. Okay. So your subconscious is going to start making you feel uneasy about these things and trying to keep you where you're at this moment, right? That could be as something as simple as, hey, I know that the job that I've always wanted is there's a position opening, and but I might take the risk because I don't know if I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's like you start thinking of all these things, and I didn't want to get like lost in that thought, so I had to pull myself out. But so you start thinking about why, all the reasons why it can't happen. And unfortunately, when we feed into that energy and when we feed into those thoughts and when you start agreeing to, yeah, that you're right, I shouldn't move to the city that I've always wanted to move to, or no, I don't want to get another job because I think that this is what I'm most qualified for, or you know what I mean? And it's like, you start believing that narrative, and that's what keeps you there, right? So what we can do in those moments, when we start feeling overwhelmed, is what I've been teaching my clients lately is to retrain their nervous systems. I myself, it's one of my favorite techniques. You'll see me do it from time to time, or sometimes I will do one part of it. And if you haven't caught on already what it is, it's taking deep breaths, right? And so even though like I'm here chatting with you guys, I I do get nervous sometimes. And so me taking those deep breaths and reminding myself, hey, it's okay, it's safe. Yes, this is out of our comfort zone, but guess what? Like someone out there is going to watch this, and this is going to be everything that they need to hear at that time. That's literally what has been going on this entire time. So know that I am right there with you. I am not an exception to any of these emotions. I'm not an exception to the energies in the cosmos that you will hear me talk about as I grow my page and my business. So yeah. And in retraining our nervous systems, we are then able to, again, not only receive, but now we can hold. Now we can accept the things that we have been working for because they don't feel so big to us anymore. They feel like, oh shit, thank you so much. Oh yeah. I'm gonna add that to my collection of things. You know what I mean? And it's like, rather than be like, oh, this, like, I know how much this is, you start freaking out with that. So if you start having, or if you feel uncomfortable with receiving, that is the perfect place to start with retraining the nervous system. And how do we do that other than the deep breaths? Okay. So what, like I said, what I've been teaching my clients is to put their left hand on their chest. For me, I do have anxiety, so I like pressure. So I will put as much pressure that makes me feel safe. And then I will put my right hand on my sternum and also apply pressure. Same thing. And then I'll take a deep breath in, and you are more than welcome to join me at this time if you like. So deep breath in and hold and exhale through the mouth. And really, really push it out, right? And so I will do that for as many times as I need to where I feel okay. I feel safe now. This is okay. For me, I will do 3 deep breaths if I'm super flustered and just feel crazy. And then sometimes I need 5 breaths. So do what feels right for you and honor when you feel okay, I'm okay now. That is retraining your nervous system. That is you telling you, hey, I got you. I got you, right? If you're like looking in the mirror, like, because I'm seeing my reflection. That's like, but you know what I mean? It's like, I got you. It's okay. Whatever pep talk you need to give yourself, because I felt like a pep talk really wanted to come out. So, you know what I mean? uh, okay. Mhm. Right. So when we decide we want better, when we decide, hey, you know what, I want to actually start, if I, for some reason this is coming through, I have really long hair and I've always wanted to have short hair. I've always wanted to cut my hair, but everyone tells me no because my hair is so long and my hair is so beautiful and this, that, and that. And you love your hair and I could be projecting. So but you know what I mean? Where it's like, when you, something as simple as that, as you deciding, hey, I want to cut my hair because I want to cut my hair. Um, then that's, you know, again, when our nervous system will start saying, no, but what if it doesn't look good and this, that, and that. So the reason that that happens is because the subconscious does not like being uncomfortable and it does not like change. So it will work against you. Meaning that in this example, you're gonna start seeing it's like one of those things where it's like all of a sudden you want a haircut and you like start picking out what you want your haircut to look like, and then you start seeing all these videos about bad haircuts and about like people cutting their own hair and it goes wrong, and you know what I mean. It's like, so now you're like starting to attract that energy because you just put that frequency out there. Our bodies are radio stations to the universe. We may not say out loud some of these things, but our thoughts are still frequencies. Our words are still frequencies. So that's why, like I said, as something as small and simple as the hair, when we start using that same idea of like, hey, I want to change XYZ, and then they get bigger and bigger, so does those uncomfortable feelings. They get bigger and bigger, right? And how do we combat that? Because I've been there and that shit is a fucked up feeling, right? When you decide, okay, I want I want whatever it is that I want, but trying to think of an example, sorry. I don't, because I didn't write one. Okay, best example. When we start deciding, hey, you know what? I want to start going to the gym. Okay, I'm gonna get a gym membership, I'm gonna get gym clothes, I'm gonna do all these things that say that I need to go to the gym, and the subconscious is telling you, yeah, but it feels so much better being in bed. We, like, isn't it so nice to like just come home and watch movies and eat snacks? You know what I mean? So it's like that is how your subconscious will start working against you. It'll start telling you, no, you don't need to do it. And what you can say when those moments happen is, with the breath work, you can also say, thank you so much for sharing. Now let's get back to work. I have been telling my subconscious that every time I start getting nervous about putting out a new product or going on live or anything that like I start feeling uneasy about. Ever since I started saying that sentence specifically 3 months ago, so much shit has changed internally, right? I can now, like, that voice is so silent now. Or if it comes up, I'm like, all right, bitch, like, you gotta go. You know you're not welcome here. You gotta go. Thank you so much. Bye. Right? I'm just a little bit more aggressive, but it's with love, right? And so how do you combat that, right? Not only with the thank you statement, but you can also start saying, I am safe to be here in this moment. I am so grateful to have this beautiful house that we have. I'm so grateful that I was able to put $40 in my gas tank today. When we start with gratitude, that tells the universe, like, you're basically saying thank you to the universe for what you do have, and the universe will recognize that, oh, okay, now she's noticing this. Now I can start spoiling her. You know what I mean? I promise you that is definitely the secret, is gratitude. Okay. And when we start feeling the gratitude and we start saying our I am statements, we start enjoying those feelings. We start feeling like, fuck yeah, you know what? I haven't had Starbucks in 2 weeks. Today's the day. And then you start just appreciating those things. And so then you start becoming obsessed with your what the things that you're working towards, right? You start becoming obsessed with this feeling of accomplishment and in a healthy way, right? That's the other thing too. Your shadow work, your shadow self is just that, it's a shadow. Like, I'm literally casting a shadow right here. Like, that the subconscious will always be right there, but it's how we respond to it that helps us continue forward, that helps motivate us to keep going. And it all starts with baby steps. So I've been reading a couple different books, and they've all been saying the same thing. The inner world reflects the outer world. And to some people, like, that could be like, what is that doesn't make sense to me, or yeah, that seems obvious, whatever. So let me give you the best example. The best example would be if you are super stressed out, if you are unorganized with your scheduling, with your finances, with literally even like something as simple as your credit card, it will reflect out. And so a great example of that could be your card. Do you have a messy card? And be honest, I have a messy card. That's okay. But I know that later tonight when it cools down and it's not 117 degrees, that I will go outside and I will start to clean out my card. Or I'm going to start taking out handfuls of trash every time that I come home, or every time I get out of my car. You know, for me, like, those are baby steps, and that will create a habit. That habit will then just be part of my normal, right? And how does that reflect inward? Because now I'm organized in my scheduling, I'm organized in my finances, I'm organized in even like in how I speak, right? Here I have my notes to keep me on track, right? Normally, if you know me, I just would wing everything. So sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. So, and that's okay. When we think of, so when we start thinking of that the inner world reflects the outer world, you can break it down into four quadrants. Your physical, which is your printout of the world, which is made up of your mental, emotional, and spiritual. Which of those, or are they all a mess? Is your mental a mess? And it's not to, and I'm not saying that in a rude way. I'm just saying, like, your mental health state, where is your mental health state? And being honest with yourself about that as well. Where's your emotional state? Do you feel extremely sensitive? Do you feel extremely triggered? Do you feel, you know, where are you in control of those emotions? Can you acknowledge those emotions? And spiritually. Spiritually doesn't have to specifically mean like rocks and crystals and you know, modalities in that way, or tools. Spiritually just means, what is it that you believe? Like, you, if you recognize yourself literally as a soul, like, what is it who is it that you are, right? And as humans are, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it is true. Like, if we are, even if you're not religious, or if you are religious, I feel like this makes sense on any avenue that you go into with spirituality. But everyone says that we're all from the divine, that we're all from the gods, God, heaven, da 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 da, pure, like purity, right? And so our human experience, unfortunately, is we have these experiences that keep us away from that light, that keep us away from that abundant feeling, from that wealth feeling, from that natural feeling of euphoria. And so with spirituality, it's just you finding your way back to that. You finding your way back to trusting the unseen, the unknown, if you will, you know, which known, but in a psychic world, you know, you know what I mean? It's, so it all kind of like ties back in together. And so if we're being honest with where we're at in those three aspects, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we can then start to recognize why our physical world looks the way that it looks, or why we have set up certain systems in our life, or why we have certain reactions to situations or to other people's projections, right? So when we start shifting our state and we start deciding, okay, I no longer want these things, these people, places, things that no longer serve me. The more that you shift that within, the more that it will reflect outward, right? Again, it goes back to shadow work and release. And you're like, okay, well, how do I start going back into that? It goes back to what are the things that make me feel good and how do I expand on that? I feel like I just went into a loop, but let me know how we doing, how we feeling. I hope all this stuff is making sense. I'm like half channeling and half present. So I feel like a little loopy. And if you've ever had a reading with me or if you've talked to me after a reading like that, I usually get kind of like that too. Lots of months. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about I know we definitely talked a lot about a lot of things. Sorry, a little tongue tied. So how are we're still feeling good, we're doing okay? Do we need like a water break, potty break, anything? No? Okay. So I'm gonna shift our focus to explain manifestation in a smaller sense. So with our vision board, we are going to be looking at 3 parts: bigger picture, 1 year, or 6 months. And the reason that I broke it up this way is because, again, for me, I don't want to be overwhelmed like that. I feel like if I have too many options, if I think too broad, I start panicking. And so ever since I broke it down in this way, it made me feel like things were a lot more obtainable and helped with reprogramming my nervous system. So if I look at the bigger picture and I say, okay, I know I just want to be financially free. Financially free is the bigger picture, right? Debt free. It's just an example that most people resonate with. But you could think of something that resonates with you, right? So the bigger picture is to have just so much money. And then I started breaking that down into categories. And I'll explain the categories in a second. So what can I do in 1 year from today? And in 1 year from today, how do I want my life to look like? What is it that I can attain in a month? What is it that I mean a year, sorry. What are things that I can work on in the next year to shift my life around? And then you start thinking, okay, well, in a year, I know that I would like to, be consistent in the gym. Or in a year, I know that I want to knock off X amount of money off my credit card payment. Or I want to start going to classes for something, I don't know. You want to go back to school, right? So you start kind of focusing in a little bit more. For 6 months, at the end of 6 months, what are things that you can start working on today, so at the end of 6 months you can attain? And so in 6 months, okay, if I decided that I in my 1 year, if I am wanting to be consistent in the gym in the next 6 months, I would like to at least be going 5 times a week, right? In 6 months, that seems attainable. What can I do starting right now that will support that? That would be, I don't have a gym membership, so I would need to have a gym membership, right? Okay, that's the easy part. The hard part of creating that in 6 months is creating that habit. So again, baby steps. What can my goal is to start going once every other day or once a week, just depending on what your schedule, like what works for you. What new habit can I implement and what habit can I take away? The habit that I can take away is being on TikTok for 4 hours or social media for 4 hours or watching my favorite show for 4 hours. I'm going to take that away and I'm going to replace it with 3 new items. So you can still keep your TikTok and your scrolling and your whatever, but now instead of it being 4 hours, now you only have 1 hour, right? And then you have to implement 3 more things or 3 more hour tasks that will fill up those 4 hours that you are used to doing something. So that's a really good example of the 6 month rule. So at this time on your notebook, I want you guys to write 3 examples of what are 3 things you can let go of and what are 3 things that you can replace that habit with. So I'll give you some time to write those down, and we will go from there. So once everyone's done, just let me know, or if you're watching the recording, you can pause at this time. This is hard. So I would say if you are having a difficult time, start with your everyday routine. So for example, if your first thing to do when you wake up in the morning is to open Instagram or whatever social media, if that's your first instinct to do when you wake up, my suggestion would be you can replace that. So you take that away, you decide, okay, I'm not gonna do that when I wake up. Instead, excuse me, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just gonna lay there with my eyes open, like, and just take my 3 deep breaths that Desiree taught me. And I don't care if if I have a partner or my animals look at me crazy, because I need to do this. And then you can go on your social media. But it's just creating that habit, right? So that's a good example. I'll give you guys 2 more minutes and I'm gonna go get some water, so I will be right back. no more Starbucks. You don't have to give it up completely, but at least if you're drinking multiple cups a day, lower it down to one. All right. So, how are we feeling about this little exercise? Did you find it difficult? Did you find it easy? Um, did you find it like more confusing? Let me know. Realizing I have a few bad habits. It's hard to let go. Yep. The subconscious is gonna try to keep everything like this because it thinks that it's safe. Which I mean, Starbucks is fine, but over time, it just adds up in so many different ways. I love Starbucks too. Don't get me wrong. Literally every day I have to tell myself I don't need Starbucks today. I can get Starbucks on Sunday. you know? So it's hard for me too. It's hard for me too. Okay. So I put in if we needed to do like a group breathing exercise, but it seems like everyone like pretty much understands really well. Um, for the most part. If not, let me know. Or if we can do a group breath as well. I feel like we should. I feel like there was some frustration, difficult but found something. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do a group breath right now. We'll do 3 deep breaths, and you can close your eyes. I feel like it for me. I feel like it helps. Or if you want to stare at me with my eyes closed, that's fine too. That's fine. Okay. So left hand on your chest, and if you like pressure, add pressure. If you don't like pressure, just be gentle with yourself. Put your right hand on your sternum or on like right under where your breastplate is, and take a deep breath in. Oh, sorry. Deep breath in and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Really push it out and just relax your shoulders. We'll do another one. Deep inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. And allow yourself to just release the tension that you have, wherever that may be. I carry mine in my shoulders, so I definitely make it a point to relax my shoulders more with every breath. Okay. And we'll do one more deep breath in. And hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. All right. Do you feel that the breath work has helped? If you want to take a couple minutes or a couple seconds and just like, yes, I feel better. No, crazy lady, I don't. 9 out of 10 times you're gonna feel better. And it just takes practice. That's all. Feel better. You feel relaxed. All right, awesome. So we're gonna, with our list, we are going to do another exercise. So what I want you to do now is write down what are some realistic steps that you can take that are manageable and non-negotiable. For example, I make it a rule to myself that I have to eat breakfast. It could be toast, it could be a Pop Tart, it could be a banana, it doesn't matter. But my habit is I need to eat breakfast, and that is a non negotiable for myself. And as you're writing this, or while you're thinking about it, I'm going to explain to you why we're doing this. If you're feeling uncomfortable, that's perfectly normal. what we're doing right now is we're building trust and patience and compassion with ourselves. I feel like take some more deep breaths. It's okay. Know that you are not alone. And if you need to or want to, you can personally DM me, and I can help the group in a group setting, can send some energy. The other thing that I want you to keep in mind as you're thinking about this list is um, even if you forget to implement these new habits, or if you fall back to your old habits, that does not mean that you have failed. You're not, your journey isn't ruined, and it's, whatever crazy narrative that you have, like you're, I promise you, all you did was just trip. And um, the example that I want you to give yourself that will help give you compassion to yourself is at some point in time, there was a skill that you learned that you didn't know. The most common skill would be riding a bike or learning how to swim, right? So, and if you don't know how to do those things, that's still okay. But maybe that could be something that you work on, and that would be fun because then you're channeling your inner child, and then now you get to like heal her, and then you guys start having so much fun. So, but yeah. So the point of it is, or like cooking, or if you didn't know how to cook before, or driving. Driving is probably like a better answer. For example, I should say, you didn't know how to drive at 5 years old. You didn't know how to work a car, turn off the car, any of those things, right? And it wasn't until you were more mature to where you could understand how to drive a car, then you went about your ways of learning how to drive a car. Imagine that this version of you that is trying to learn this new habit, imagine that it is the smaller version of you, like, would you really be upset at a 5-year-old for like not knowing how to drive a car? Probably not. So have the same idea and compassion and love and patience for yourself as you would for a 5-year-old. Good. As you're writing these things, if you're still writing them, I also want you to ask yourself, is there someone who can hold you accountable? I will do my best to hold you accountable, but at the end of the day, it's you. You have to hold you accountable. And how do you do that? Girl, I got fucking post-its everywhere. I have notes everywhere. I have checklists everywhere. Like, I do not let my ADHD brain get the best of me as much as I can. Right? I will keep things on my mirror. But it does help if you have someone that can hold you accountable. You call your best friend, bestie, I am working on making sure to eat an apple a day. Can you help me make sure that, that I do that? And, because I eat too many hot Cheeto chips. I don't know. I love hot Cheetos. Right? Can you help me achieve my goals that I know that I can do, but I just need a little assistance with? Can you help me be a better version of myself? I do have to learn how to write notes to myself. It is literally my favorite thing. Like, that's why honestly I don't even like getting pretty post-its or like beautiful stationery because I don't want to use it because it's too pretty. um, so I'm more of a like, no, I want to, I know that's like a silly example, but yeah, I love writing notes. My husband's just gotten used to it at this point, so I'm always writing stuff down. All right. So just I want to just do a group check-in again. Did you guys find this exercise easy? Was it a little bit more difficult? And do you have someone else that can hold you accountable besides yourself? Perfect reason to go shopping conversation. Yeah, you would think, but I'm like, no, it's so pretty. That's how you know, like I like pretty things. I'm like, no, don't ruin it. It's fine. When you know what I should just start doing? I should just like start buying pretty stationery and then just like frame the first one. That would be a fun project. All the deals for back to school. Yeah, they're like 5 cents right now, like something crazy. All right, that is. Well, we're gonna have more exercises, but well, yeah, we'll take a break from exercises for right now. And I'm gonna set up my space to start pulling some cards for this workshop and what is going to come through as far as what do I want to do so far? The reading will be for those that are live and those that are watching on replay. This reading is not bound by time and space. This reading will resonate what needs to resonate for. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Perfect. So I'm going to start getting my space ready. And I'm going to pause the recording for just a second. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't need to be 2 parts, but we'll figure it out later. All right. So for the tarot part of it, I'm going to be setting the intention that what needs to come through if this is your first time, excuse me, watching this, whether on replay or if this is your first time ever doing this type of workshop. What mindsets do we need to let go of for this version of our vision board? Because in 6 months, I'm going to have a second part and we are going to update it. We work in energy work in 6-month cycles. So what mindsets need to be shifted so that our vision board and the things that we want can be more clear? Okay. That's funny. So right off the bat, the death card in reverse, and I'm laughing because when I heard it or when I saw it, I just heard Rome wasn't built in a day, bitch. It's gonna take time. So my guides are a little abrasive sometimes. gods, guides, and deities that I work with, they can be a little abrasive, but it's all with love, right? So again, that's where that patience and that compassion comes in, where um, it's gonna take the time that it takes. The information will make sense when it makes sense. You will feel uncomfortable when you start recognizing what needs to change, right? So the workshop is telling us this, like, this is us slowing down. This workshop, this meditation is going to I'm gonna take some notes too for our group meditation. So to help the subconscious help, help the subconscious start to recognize what no longer serves us. Because you cannot have both. And that is something that my clients know very well, and I preach about it all the damn time. You can't have both. As hard as changing is, and as hard as even like something as as what could be as a small activity, but it's looking at the bigger picture, and that's why is this vision board workshop is why I called it the I am worthy, because it is uncomfortable to say, to acknowledge, you know what, I don't want this anymore. You know, and it doesn't even have to be like anything like dramatically crazy. It could just be like, you know what, like I don't want to wake up late anymore. I don't want to hit the snooze button anymore. So again, it's having that compassion, and compassion is coming really, really strong throughout this workshop. So I'm gonna make sure also, and that's where, okay, got it. So that is where we're gonna call in our higher selves to have more compassion, to show us, how to have more compassion. Okay. We also have the Page of Pentacles here, and this is saying that just remember, like, there is like, there's like, I'm feeling like two different feelings with this card. And so like I'm feeling like everything is attainable, because girl, let me tell you, it is. Okay. Um, it is attainable. I'm here to tell you on the other side of it, like I am not anyone special to say that, oh, like I didn't go through fucked up shit to like get to this point. I'm like living proof that you can go through some fucked up shit and still win, and still fucking be the main character, and still be the fucking bad bitch that you've always wanted to be, and all the bad bitches that you've ever aspired to be, or look up to, right? um and it is just so fucking worth it to put yourself first, and just be in wealth, baby. Like you can't make this shit up. Nine of Cups. Like he is so stoked. Well, yeah, I did that. I did that. You know, and it's celebrating ourselves too. So I'm also gonna write that as well, for us to be able to celebrate our wins, no matter how big or small. And honestly, like the feeling that I'm like getting to, it's just that reminder of like, um, we're making space for things to, we're clearing shit out to make space for the big things to come. right? And so then when we do get those big things, we can say thank you, and we don't have to be shocked or scared or hesitant about it. We can accept with ease. I do feel like there is I can see why this would make some people feel uncomfortable, whether again live or watching on replay. Um, Earlier when I was making content, I was saying about how like you are worth the time that it takes. And like that message is just like coming through up again, where it's you are the worth the time it takes to get your mental health straight. You are worth the time it takes to go to the doctors if you need to be going to the doctors. You are worth the time it takes to start exercising if you want to start exercising. You are worth the time it takes to again something as simple as showering, like like I said, I'm living proof that when shit was fucked up, when my mental was fucked up and and I was at like the worst and I didn't know where to turn, and um it gets fucking better. You know what I mean? And you are so worthy of that. You are so worthy of that. And if you didn't catch my video, I even asked, who said that? Who says that you're not worth that? I didn't say that. I know for damn certain your higher self don't think that. And that's like really like just why this workshop needed to happen. I feel that what was going on or what's been going on, what's coming through, even just from these cards, and for those that don't know, I'm also clairsentient and a medium. And so like right now, like I just feel like we're the reason that you were brought to this, right, is because you're fucking over it. You're like, no, I'm gonna get my shit right. Okay, X, Y, and Z happened to me, but I write my story now. I'm in charge of this shit. If I want to fucking save up for a BMW, I'm gonna save up for a fucking BMW, and I don't give a fuck if it pisses off anyone. That's a damn problem. Don't need that shit. So I'm gonna do this shit because I want to, because I can, because I am worthy of the time that it takes to get to that point. Mm-hmm. That was a lot. Got a little bit of the pow there, as I like to call it, but it's all with love. It's all with love, and and it's okay. All this shit is like it's fun. Um, all the shit being like taking care of yourself is fun. Um, and I'm so excited that you chose to be part of this journey, that you chose to listen to this workshop, to participate in this workshop, to again live or on replay. Um, you know, that's just what this workshop is for, is to help get you clear, help make shit make for one make sense, and two know that you are all those everything that you want is obtainable, and it all literally starts right here. It's how we talk to ourselves. It's how we project ourselves to other people. Like if we are in group settings and it's like, oh hi, I'm shy, or I don't, so you start um identifying yourself as these low vibrational energies, and that's okay. But um, you know, you signing up for this, you've already accepted that you are worthy. Your subconscious is going to like that, it's just going to be part of your thing now it's like in the back of your head. It's going to, because I set the intention that you are going to get your shit together, because with love you're going to do it all, and you're going to be supported the entire fucking time we do it. How are we feeling? Could have been, that might have gotten a little emotional for some people, whether live on replay. I just have to keep saying that because it helps me remember. um, for helping me keep setting those intentions. So let me know how we're feeling. Um, what part of that resonates with you guys? One part of it or all of it. Let me know how you guys are feeling. This is a safe space. So please feel free, if you feel called to do so. Just let me know how you're feeling in the chat or if you want to personally message me. Either way is fine, but I genuinely would love to know how you guys are feeling, no matter the capacity. Thank you so much. Doing good. A lot I have to work on. Thank you. You are welcome. I am such a good cheerleader. Like I've always been like that friend. I'm like, no, you could do it. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna let you fall back. I'm not gonna, with respecting boundaries too, because I've also had some friends who they don't want to, and that's okay too. But I have to continue my journey. So wherever, however, you know, you need to show up in that way. That is why I started doing this. That's why I started doing readings, and why this workshop was very important. Very important. I do feel like there's some more that wants to come through, so we're gonna see. Oh, I'm gonna point this, sir. Okay. Yep. Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords. This is a bad bitch. Let me tell you, she is a bad bitch. She is she is you. She is your thoughts. She is you mastering, learning self-mastery. I'm I'm specifically saying learning self-mastery because we have the Queen of Cups in reverse and we also have the Moon. So remember, earlier part of the lecture was when you decide that you want things to change, you will be tested. Okay, is that really something that you want to change? Is that something that you really are ready to let go of? Is that really something that you want to achieve? Is that really something that you want? So this vision board workshop is fun. I promise you it's fun. It's not all serious, and we're gonna get into the fun stuff in a little bit. But there's this aspect of needing to know like exactly what I am worthy encompasses, right? But again, we still have the card of like self-mastery of our thoughts, right? Like she is very much like, nah, this very higher self is more like what I'm hearing. Our higher selves are saying, nah, we don't want that shit anymore. No thanks. Don't care. I'm gonna take care of me now. I'm gonna put me first. And it's not in like an unhealthy or like condescending way either. It's just more in the sense of, you know what? I keep involving myself in these things that are causing me so much stress and so much trauma. And at the end of the day, those things don't even they're they're not even in my vicinity. Like they're not important to me. They have nothing to do with me. Um, and so I am going to just move on. I'm excited to see like what this encompasses, right? We have the Four of Wands in reverse here, um, which is disconnecting. Like I just feel really disconnected from who we've been, right? And we have the Page of Wands in reverse here. Um, I feel like that it's a block because, and the reason I say it, like I said, if you've had readings with me, whenever I catch a block, it feels like I've stopped channeling and a lot of pressure will come here. And so I use the book as a reference to bring me back and to push through, to read it. Okay. So there's some indecision here, right? Like that's what was standing out to me. And it's this, the questioning of, am I really worthy? Yes. Yes, you are. You signed up. You already were curious. So yes. Literally, that's all it took for your subconscious was to be curious. Yes, you are worthy. You are very much fucking worthy. I love that. Your subconscious tried to come out. Son, nope, not today. Not up in here. Like I said, I really am like that bestie that will cheer you on, hold you accountable, and say, no. You said that you wanted to change. Let me respect your boundary. Anyways, if you know me personally, then you know. All right, let me see some more. My subconscious is trying to bring in neighbors. My subconscious is trying to bring in neighbors too, but I keep telling myself that I do this for a reason. No, absolutely. That is like that's the perfect time to start using the phrase, thank you so much for sharing. Now let's get back to work. That is the perfect example for that. Oh, I am cheering you on, Ellie. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go. I'm like, come on, Bessie, we got this. I feel like this workshop has kind of been more of a boot camp than anything else. And I'm just laughing because my dad, he's in the Marines. And so that's just, of course, that would happen this way, right? Like everything just kind of came full circle for me. But no, absolutely. And again, you can still hold your heart space because to me, in my opinion, and how I've been practicing, especially with someone who has had depression and who has anxiety that I'm still learning how to master, my heart and my sternum are the places that I need to feel the safe. And so I will hold whatever area I need the most. And just go from there and just put two of my hands instead of doing one or the other, just like, okay, thank you so much for sharing. Now let's get back to work. I'm just I can just be an abrasive person. So for me, it looks more like, all right, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Thank you so much. Gotta go. Gotta go. We're busy. We're busy over here building. We're busy over here creating an empire. I'm busy over here teaching people. Shut up, so talk to yourself like you would your best friend, right? You're not gonna let your best friend go out looking all crazy, right? You're not gonna let her like talk about herself in a negative aspect. Like you became her friend for a reason, right? Like you hype up your best. I would hope that you hype up your best friend. And not just like, oh, and then like, yeah, you're like, you look so great, and you look so hot, and like not just in that aspect, but also in like, damn, that's right. Okay, out here drinking your water every day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Oh, you're out here wearing your back the fuck off necklace every day. Absolutely. Yes. As you should. As you should. Or I don't know, just like celebrating your friends, right? So yeah, that's how you're gonna start talking to yourself. Absolutely. All right, we'll do another. Let's see if something else wants to come out. Oh, oh. All right. What we got here? Okay. So releasing, we know that we are going to start releasing. We are definitely starting to get more curious about like what that all entails. We are accepting my words. We are like you're starting to whether it's to trust me or to trust this feeling or trust the experience that I'm talking about, like you are already there. You are already there. Like I said, you joined for a reason. And so I have the high priestess in reverse here. And so I'm hearing that like I'll do a clearing first, which I figured and I thought we would need to do that. So I'm, little reminder for me to clearing. To clearing. So we'll do a clearing at first. Okay. And we also have the world here in reverse. So let me paraphrase. If this is your first tarot reading or tarot anything, reverses are not always negative. They're not something to fear. And so with the reverse here, like it's just reiterating that it's going to take the time that it takes. You are worth the time that it takes. And I'm going to make sure that we instill that in our subconscious. Okay. I notice when I'm at work and I have anxiety to where my body is tense and my jaw hurts. I put my hand in my chest and I tell myself, okay, that's enough, and try to shake it off. So whenever that happens, if you're in a public place, what I used to do was I would excuse myself from the whatever I was doing, and I would like how you're saying, put your hand on your chest, and you could say thank you so much for bringing this up, but let's put a pin in that. Let me put us in a physical safe place so that I can properly release these emotions. So I can properly acknowledge these emotions, right? And that was really good. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because I wanted to make that a point. And know that it's okay. I've gotten to the point where I don't give a fuck what my coworkers think. If I need to recenter myself, if I need to ground myself, I just do it. I don't care who's looking. I don't give a fuck, because it's not for them. So just having that trust and confidence and like feeling that embarrassment, just remember that you are retraining your nervous system, right? So yeah, the jaw hurting, I've gotten that too, and I've also I've scarred up the insides of my mouth because like I have like a biting tick like when I'm nervous or stressed out. So but it's been I'm proud to say that I haven't done it in a long time. So oh, win. A win is a win. All right, perfect. We also have the Knight of Cups here, and I love this. He is bringing that support, that okay, so this is like what's coming up, like I'm hearing support systems. So whether that would be a partner or a therapist or best friend or whatever modalities work for you, that are again, it kind of goes back to like the excuse me, being accountable, but this is in specific to a support system. So if at this moment you don't know if you have a support system, know that your guides are here, your angels are here, your loved ones that have passed are here. You are so supported, because bitch, we got the sun card. What did I say earlier? That all this shit is worth it. It is worth it. Healing this vision board is worth it. Yo, look at that baby. Look at that baby. Happy as a clam. You are going to be this baby. Happy as a clam. And I love that that I'm able to for me, I had to break it down to where it was bigger picture 1 year, 6 months, right? 6 months ago, I was fucking breaking glass in my garage because I was so fucking pissed off. And excuse me, and now I'm sitting here doing a workshop about like this wealth frequency and how everyone needs, or how I would love to share this frequency with everyone. Right? Crazy. I would not have believed you. That was 6 months ago. Um, and then we also have the Four of Coins here. And I do feel some pressure around like my eyes specifically. Like kind of my forehead and my eyes. So let's see what that is bringing up. Oops. Okay. This is talking about I understand why I wasn't able to feel and see it. It's our intuition. This is linked to trust, trust within ourselves, trust within the universe, trust into like the words that I'm speaking. They're like some, if for some people that may not be ready for this type of message, could be like, Desiree, you sound like a fucking crazy person. I know, right, but I'm also like on my way to being a millionaire, so I don't give a fuck. Like this shit has been working for me, and I'm gonna continue working towards that. You know what I mean? I'm on my way to leaving my day job to be able to sustain this full time. You know what I mean? Like those are, that is the frequency that I am in, and that is the frequency that I am teaching you, and that is the frequency I'm taking you to, and that is going to be part of this group meditation. And I am so fucking hyped. So, do we have any questions about what has been coming up? Um, has again, like we'll touch base right now. What is resonating? What has resonated? I genuinely would love to know how you guys are feeling. So let me know. And then we're gonna take a quick bathroom break, and then we're gonna do the meditation. Um, I would say this would be around 10-15 minutes for the meditation. And then we'll do a little bit more lecture, not too much, but it's gonna be the next part that we're getting into is the actual vision board itself. So okay. So while you guys are messaging, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. And I will be right back. a little makeshift studio is a little tight, so. Okay. Private message. Okay. I won't, if you send me private messages, I won't read them out loud. I won't read them out loud. Okay. Perfect. So, how's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? Group check in. I'm gonna put this away. Okay. Feeling good. Okay. Perfect. All right. You'll hear my cat. He loves magic and reading and all this stuff. So earlier I was doing a meditation with 600 hertz, and it was so much crazy stuff was going through, and so we are coming in lots of good stuff. So I'm going to put that for you guys to too, so you guys can feel what that feels like. So go ahead and start to find a quiet place, or if you want to lay down or sit up. Excited. Awesome. And you don't need to keep your camera on. You can turn your camera off. I don't need to see you for this to work.
So you think you know it.
All right. You can go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to start the meditation. And I want you guys to take 3 deep breaths, like how we did earlier in the group. Okay. We'll take a deep breath in. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And out. And then one more. Inhale. And hold. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. And really releasing that tension that's in your shoulders, that's in your neck, in your back. Before we take this nice breath, really feeling into the whatever it is that's holding you. Whether you're laying down on the couch, whether you're laying down on your mattress, in a hammock, whatever that is currently supporting your body at this time. And when we take this deep breath, I want you to really release the tension from not just the day, but also the week, the month, the summer. Even if just for this moment, you just release that tension for this till the end of the meditation. Right, we'll take our last deep breath in and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. If any thoughts about the day or the week or what you're going to do after this, just let the thought come in and just say very gently, thank you so much for bringing that up. But let's get back to work, please. And just take a moment for yourself, giving yourself gratitude for signing up for this workshop. That you took the time to put yourself first. Even if this is your first experience of putting yourself first. In this space, you are safe, you are loved, and you are supported. If any uncomfortable feelings and emotions should rise, don't fight them. Let them flow. And remind yourself that you are in a safe space. I want you to imagine that there is a projector screen in front of you. You could be in your living room, you could be in a movie theater, wherever you want your environment to be that makes you feel relaxed. And just enjoy that environment. If you're like me, you love your couches and ready to watch a movie. Now we're going to play a movie reel that's going to project onto this screen of yours. And what is playing right now, and what I want you to acknowledge, is in the perfect world, in your perfect world, what does it feel like? What do you feel like? Is it quiet? Is it peaceful? Is it colorful? What's surrounding you? Is it family? Is it friends? What about this space is making you feel euphoric? And I want you just to take a moment and just enjoy whatever that is. Even if it's your Starbucks cup, if it's your gas tank being full, if you're having a hard time to connect, think of a moment like that. and allow that feeling to expand. Does it feel like gold light or white light? And does it make you feel safe? Now I want you to enjoy this moment and we're going to anchor it in. So we're going to take one deep breath. Go ahead and inhale. And exhale. I'm sending energy to you to help anchor this in. To remember whenever a thought, a subconscious thought comes in and feels like it's combating, you are able to tell yourself, thank you so much for sharing. Now let's get back to it. Let's get back to this feeling. Again, if you feel any emotions, let them flow. And if you need to, place your hands on your heart or on your sternum or both. I'm going to switch the reels. Now the reels is going to start playing in a perfect world. Who are you? What I am statements have become your everyday language. And if you don't know where to start with I am worthy. I am worthy to receive this meditation. I am worthy to receive this energy. I am worthy of the time that it takes to achieve my goals. I am worth the time that it takes to learn how to sustain my goals. And if you feel any tension in your body, just allow yourself to continue to relax. Feel into whatever is holding your body. Even if these I am statements make you feel uncomfortable, it will change. These I am statements will stay in your vocabulary. They will always be in your back pocket. You are worthy of the time, of however many time it takes for for you to embody all that has been taught so far and that we will continue to learn tonight. And if you feel so called to do so, go ahead and repeat some of these I am statements with me. You can put your hand on your chest, on your sternum, or both. Repeat after me. I am loved. I am safe. I am healing my mindset for a mindset that works in my benefit. I am shifting my mindset for my best and highest good, and harm to none. I am strong. I am ready for this change. Because I am worthy of this change. I am putting me first. Again, if any emotions come up, allow yourself to feel them. But if it's just a little too much, that's okay. You can take a mental note of what you know you need to work, or what you would like to work. Just acknowledge the thoughts and feelings that may have come up. And say thank you to yourself. Thank you for trusting yourself to bring you to this meditation. Thank you for initiating this change, for allowing the seeds to plant. And just really feel into this gratitude. Whether out loud or in your head, to say one thing that you are grateful for at this moment. And we're going to anchor in this gratitude. Okay, take a deep breath in. And hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. And now I'm gonna change the reel one more time. In a perfect world, I have. If you are unfamiliar with gratitude, just follow these prompts. I am grateful to have a place to live. I am grateful for the device that I have to participate in this meditation. Just feel into that and follow your intuition for anything else that you feel grateful for. But what are the things that you do currently have? Do you have a excuse me, mode of transportation? Do you have a support system? And if those feelings of I don't knows are coming up and the sense of overwhelming is coming up, that's okay. Just take a deep breath and bring yourself back. Okay, and just repeat this statement. I am grateful for putting myself first today. We're gonna lock in this energy and take a deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. And I invite you to bring in some awareness into your eyes. You don't have to open them quite yet, but bring yourself aware into the room that you are at. Allow yourself to feel what is holding you at this moment. I invite you to start some gentle movements, rotating ankles, rotating wrists, maybe some stretching. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. How is everyone feeling? I set the intention that even if you were not able to feel anything or see anything, it's still energetically working. It's working on a cellular level. And I set the intention that anytime that you feel like you need to redo this, that it will work just as powerful as it did live on the replay. Loved it. Feel good. Awesome. I got chills, but I feel a little loopy. Feeling good though. Even for me, like I started getting loopy too when I was coming back. And so just taking those deep breaths are gonna help. Feeling good. All right, awesome. I also got some chills at one point. Ooh, you guys calibrating too well. That's you guys, that's the subconscious taking that little bit of like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna take it. My subconscious has bit the apple, if you will. Like I said, if you didn't see anything, it's okay. We are just opening up your intuition. We are opening up your subconscious. And so the intuition is just like any other muscle that is in your body. If the more you want to expand it, the more you have to practice with it, right? And so if anyone would like to share any visions that they saw or any particular feelings that they felt, definitely the floor is yours if you would like to share. But if not, that's perfectly okay because we are going to do an exercise. So with this relaxing feeling, with this what I call a gentle bad bitch feeling of that confidence, like you know what? Fuck yeah. I want to feel that every single fucking day. I want to feel that outside of meditation. And when I meditate, I want it to be amplified so that I can channel to that or so that I can calibrate to that frequency even more. And so what I'd like you to do at this time is just journal. We're going to journal for about 5 minutes so you guys can really explain to yourself what it is that you have experienced during this meditation. And like I said, even if it's like, oh, I don't know if I felt anything, still write that. Still utilize this time, even if you have to do some scribbles. I promise you, it will still work. Okay. So go ahead and we're going to journal for about 5 minutes. So at 8:30, I will check in with you guys. And then we will move on to the vision board stuff. And if you're watching on replay, go ahead and pause so that you can journal. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording again. All right, welcome back. So, would anyone like to share? You could do it in the comments, or if you would like to unmute yourself and then you can vocalize, feel free to do so. I can see like a black huge color, then it went to gold, then a flash of yellow, white light, then back into my living room. I was alone, getting chills, but I thought that was because I was cold. My dog came in and had had pet him, and I can feel that with every stroke. Animals love energy, and animals are so intuitive, right? Like, especially like when they need us or when we need them. And like it doesn't even have to always be in like, oh, like I'm sad and like that's why my animals comfort me. For example, my cat, like I shared earlier, he loves magic. He's literally taking a nap and he is so fucking happy right now. Like, he is so stoked. And if you follow me on Instagram, well, you know that he is so mean. He is such a mean cat. But he like loves us as well. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm so excited that your animal got to experience that with you and help be a guide for you as well, even like on this realm. So exciting. All right. Does anyone else want to share? It's been so hot where I live, so I start getting like a heat rash. I'm like a child still, so I'm like trying not to scratch it. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and move on. And so now we can start breaking down our vision board. And I'm so excited. This is like the fun part. So before we get to needing a second screen, we're just going to do another prompt in, and we're going to do some list making. If you know me, I fucking love lists. I love lists because it keeps me in check, it keeps me in order. And so that's how we're going to do it. And like I said, just use this technique at first, and then as you continue on, you may find something that works for you, right? So with all that we've journaled, I love list too. Yes, list, superb. Underrated in my opinion. So we're going to start with career. So what I want you to do is in your notebook at the top of the page, give each section its own page, just so you can like always go back into it. So we're gonna start with career. What is your dream career? And remember, we're working backwards, right? So let's start off with our bigger picture career. What is it that we want to do? What is our calling? What is it that we feel is our calling? Do you really want to go into the medical field? Do you want to become an artist? Are you an artist? Are you a reader or interested in being a reader? Are you a healer or want to become a healer? What is your dream career? Career. I can never say that word. Career. And what I want you to focus on is, what does that feel like? What does your dream career feel like? So this list is going to be, what does this dream career feel like? And just jot down anything. Like, oh, it feels like purple sunset clouds. It feels like gold glitter. It feels peaceful. It feels exciting. Like, it makes me smile as I'm writing this list. Okay. So we do have quite a bit of categories to go through. So that's why I wanted to make this the beginning of your building of the vision board. So that way you can go back and really dive in into like more of this feeling, more of this, like, yeah, this is what I want, this is what I want. So for career, in 1 year, where would you like to be? Is it that you would like to be promoted or ask for a promotion? Change departments? Or if you own a business, in 1 year, where would you like your business to be? So with the 1 year, we're going to get a little bit more focused. As you're making a list, I want you to think about, I would love this, but I am also open to a better and bigger opportunity that is meant for me. Because we don't want to get stuck on too specific, right? Because then we start creating scarcity around them. Like, oh, well, I didn't do it in a year. And, like, we don't want that. We're not here for that. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Now let's get back to work. All right. In 6 months, where do I want my career? What is my career in 6 months? Again, I am not advocating and saying to quit your job and go pursue whatever it is. Do so strategically, do so methodically, and do what feels right. I don't want anyone coming for me, okay? So if it's that, okay, I want, if in our 1 year we are working towards a promotion or asking for a promotion, in 6 months, by the end of 6 months, what is my checkpoint? Have I put in more hours into my business? Have I set up a sustainable and realistic schedule? Or even, oh wait, yeah, career, hold on. I'm like moving on to a different category, sorry about that. What are some steps that I can start to take to get to this next point in my career? Sorry, I'm still a little loopy, so I hope I didn't confuse anyone. I felt like I confused people. Now, if you have a day job and you also are building a small business or have a small business, they can be, you can put them in the same category, but it would be best to separate them as well. And if you already mixed it, it's perfectly okay. Again, you want your career to be your business. So perfect. We're just going to go in a little bit deeper for that. So you'll repeat this process, and I'm going to go ahead and list off the categories. Let me know if I'm going too fast too. I can always slow down. One step is to be confident in my goals. Yep. Even getting clear on that, like, okay, what are my goals? And that's why I wanted to break it down into categories, because again, like for me, like I'm just someone who I tend to get overwhelmed if things are too broad or there's just not enough context. So that's why I wanted to break down this workshop to how I can process information. Because there might be other people out there who need, like just like me, I need step by step when I'm first learning something. Um, so yeah. So yes, you are going to be confident in your list. Absolutely. I claim that for you. So the other categories that I want you to think about is going to be family, and that could be with the family if you are like if you have like a little family or your immediate family. Um, However, the word family feels for you. I know everyone has a very different experience with that. So honor your personal definition of family. And in family, in the bigger picture, what is it that you want? What does that feel like? What does your family feel like in the bigger picture? Okay. Like I said, let me know if I'm going too fast. Oh no. Um, yeah, that's why I'm so glad I'm doing the replay just in case, if that happens. So if you're losing connection, um, right now we are working on family, a bigger picture of family. What does family look like? And how, what is your personal definition of family? And for you to honor what that means for you. So we're just doing bigger picture for family. Okay. In 1 year, what does that family look like? Are certain people fallen away? Are certain people still in our lives? Are we allowing space for new people to come into our lives? If you have some rocky relationships with your family, in 1 year, it, let me rephrase, excuse me. If there's rocky relationships that you would like to mend, you feel that you would like to heal in 1 year, what would that look like? Some of these are going to be a little touchy, so shadow work, baby. If it's uncomfortable, it's shadow work. Trust me, like I said, I am not immune to any of these prompts. I too feel these things. By the end of 6 months, what are some new habits that I could place? And what are some old habits that I can remove to allow to support my 1 year goal? In 6 months, I would like to have more coffee dates with my best friend. In 6 months, I would like to have more phone calls with my loved ones. Those are just some examples. All right. And friendships can fall into this category as well. Again, it's however you identify family. All right, next category we are going to be doing is passion. What am I passionate about? Everyone's answer is going to be very different. Someone's could be food. Someone's could be painting. Someone could be race car driving. I don't know. What is it that sets your soul on fire? What does passion look and feel like in your bigger picture? For me, passion shows up like fire. Well, also because I keep saying like setting your soul on fire. Also, I have a giant ass fucking penis on my chest. So for me, that is what passion feels like. It feels fiery. It feels vivacious. It feels sexy. Like, oh, yeah. Like, so what are things or what, yeah. So in 1 year, what are things that I can expand on that passion? If it's cooking, in 1 year, I would like to eat more. I don't know. In 1 year, I want to finish a cookbook, as in like cooking through a cookbook or even writing a cookbook. I don't fucking know. Like, whatever it is that you want to do. In 1 year, how am I using this passion? Am I engaging with it every day, once a week, once a month? Minimum at least once a month. I'm gonna try to keep you right here, bestie, okay? So starting from today and in 6 months, what are steps I can take towards that? Towards keeping that passion very much alive, right? So if we're using our cookbook example, if it's that you want to start cooking through a cookbook, in 6 months, you should be about maybe halfway. Maybe setting up a goal like that. But first and foremost, find a cookbook that you want to cook through. Don't just pick some willy-nilly fucking cookbook. No. Don't set yourself up for that shit. No. Find a cookbook. Like again, if we're just using this as an example, find a cookbook that you are excited about, that you cannot wait to go through every single fucking recipe. That you are so excited, you probably don't even go in order, but you are organized to know which ones you've done and which ones you haven't done. All right. Next category we're gonna do is money. Money. Money loves you. Money's obsessed with you. That's how I want you all to feel. Money loves you. Money's obsessed with you. Even if you don't believe it, even if you don't even believe me, that is not the point. The point is that we are changing the subconscious. And if in your bigger picture money is obsessed with you, then money is obsessed with you. Money is fucking chasing you. Money is giving you so much money that it doesn't know how much more money, or it just like keeps coming and coming and like, yeah, money is, you are a magnet to money in the best possible ways for your best and highest self. The bigger picture, where do you want to be financially? What does money feel like? And if money feels uncomfortable, remember, we're looking at bigger picture. If it helps, use the phrase, in my perfect world, money feels like gold. Money feels euphoric. In 1 year, where would you like to be financially? If you have student loans, we don't even know what's going on with that. But nonetheless, let's just accept what could possibly happen also, besides being forgiven. But you have student loans. In 1 year, how much of a dent would you ideally like to make? If it's for credit card payments, car payments. So in 1 year, what are some areas in your life that you would like to start alleviating to become financially free? Okay. And and so starting from now, and by 6 months, our 6 month check-in, what are some steps that we can take towards that? I know someone mentioned Starbucks earlier, less Starbies for now, temporary sacrifice. Is it filling up our gas tank when we get to the halfway point instead of waiting till it's almost empty? Is it budgeting our paychecks if we are currently living paycheck to paycheck? Is it setting up different bank accounts to help us stay organized, to help us budget and make sure that we have our bills, our bill money intact and safe? So how can we start? So in the 6 months, I want you to think about what are ways I can start healing my relationship with money. What can I do that won't make money feel so like I'm walking on eggshells? All right. Next category is going to be friendships. If you have not separated, if you have separated friendships from family, if you inputted it with family, just go ahead and continue that section. In your bigger picture, do you have, is it more about quantity or is it more about quality? What are the quality type of friendships that are part of your bigger picture? And if you're saying, I have all the friends I need, would you be open to maybe more friendships of that same quality? There's no right or wrong answer. In 1 year, what do my friendships look like? Have I set some boundaries with some friends that have made me uncomfortable before? But setting boundaries with love. Am I nourishing my friendships to be even more of what they already give me? What are some friendships I could probably start letting go of? And it's not because I'm mad at them and it's not because I hate them. Our paths are just starting to separate. Or what are some friendships that I would love to expand on? In 1 year, who are some friendships that I would love to have a deeper and loving connection with? Who do I want to call my bestie? And in 6 months, how can and what steps can I take to start implementing some of these goals? Is it being more clear with boundaries? If I've set boundaries before and friends are still kind of not really listening to it? Is it being more mindful? Hey, my friend's birthday is coming up. I want to take them out for coffee or lunch, whatever, dinner. What are some friendships that I can be honest with myself that I no longer want to be a part of? Again, and there doesn't need to be conflict and there doesn't need to be source of there doesn't need to be any resentment. But if there is, I would definitely tap into that and see what is that's where the shadow work comes in. And shadow work could be journaling, it could be exercises like this. So and again, I'm also doing my shadow work workshop, so stay tuned. All right. And for friendships and partners, because we're going to work on partners next, whether you are in a relationship or you are married or single, this can still apply. But for both of these friendships and partnerships, what I want you to really focus on is, are these friendships fulfilling for you? That's want to make sure that we are manifesting things that uplift us. So next is partners. Like I said, if you're married, in a relationship, single, it doesn't matter. This still applies. Okay. In a bigger picture, what does my partner's love feel like? How in the bigger picture, how do they treat me? How do they support me? What does my ideal partner make me feel like? And how do I feel about them? For our 1 year part, what are some, in 1 year, I would like my partnership to look like, let me rephrase this. In the first year with my partner, or in this new chapter with my partner, I like that better. In this new chapter with my partner in 1 year, are we going on more dates? If dates are something that you love, are you doing more activities because you both want to enjoy activities together? Or are you more homebodies because you both work very crazy busy schedules? And for those that are manifesting partners at this time, what is some hobbies that you would love your partner to be interested in that bring you joy? That they would love to participate in? And are you open to providing that same support to their activities of their choosing or their hobbies? Is your partnership even? Is one a little bit more dominant when it needs to be? Or do you want to be the boss? It's your relationship. In healthy ways, right? Being the boss in healthy ways, right? From a healed aspect. Okay. All right. In 6 months of being with this new, excuse me, being in this new chapter with my partner, where are our, look, how is our communication? Do they know about the activities that I want to participate in? Do I know theirs? If you're someone who wants to have more conversations just about anything and you want to expand on less, um, like it, I know sometimes that there's some partnerships where they're just a little bit more quiet, and if you want a little bit more chattiness, um, how can I invoke that chatty Cathy within them? And how can they invoke that chatty Cathy within me? That's also my favorite phrase. Are we able to have and communicate through difficulties? through conflicts. In 6 months, are me and my partner on the same page of where we would like this relationship to go and nourish? Okay. We just have 4 more and then we're done. 4 more topics. So the next is community. And I know that for the longest time, I've always identified as being shy, and I am definitely working out of that. So, so in a bigger picture, what community or communities are you part of? If you love to crochet, are you part of any crocheting club? Or taking any workshops? If you love baseball and are a Dodger or Giants fan, because I know I live in Central Valley, so or if you're not from California, your favorite fan base for sports or anything of the sort. So think of communities in that way. What are some communities that you share common interests with? What are communities that you be passionate about? In 1 year, how have I embedded myself into a community? Or what specific communities am I a part of? And if you don't know, that's perfectly okay. What communities do you find interesting? What community and topics would you like to find more interest or find more information about? And if I'm your community, you can put me on there too. Let me plug in myself real quick. Okay. In 6 months, how have I started getting myself involved? Is it joining online Facebook groups? Is it following more content creators or artists? I mean, basically content creators. That also has a community based in my interests. Is there a mentor that I would like to find to help me with this new community? Again, it could be painting, could be mindset, could be wellness. But in 6 months, who do you look up to as a mentor or would like to have as a mentor? They don't even have to be in the business of mentorship, but you know what I mean? Like just don't overthink it. All right. Next category is luxuries. For those that do like bougier items, you can definitely, this is definitely something we can dive into. That's definitely how you can use your definition of luxuries. But if luxury is also the luxury of time, of having more time with your kids, things of that. So take luxury to your personal definition, however that resonates with you. In a bigger picture, in a perfect world, what do your luxuries feel like? What makes you no, hold on, not yet, not that. What do your luxuries feel like? Do they feel big? Do they feel expansive? Do they feel expensive? Do they feel spacious? Are your luxuries black and gold? Are they white and gold? Or purple and gold? Is there gold involved at all? In 1 year, what luxury would you like to have implemented as part of your daily life or routine? So if we use the example of time, luxury is time, or time is luxury, excuse me. I have, in 1 year, I would like to have more time for myself. In 1 year, I would love to have more time with my partner or family. What are some steps and goals I can start taking from now? And in 6 months at my check-in point, can I start implementing these luxuries or attaining these luxuries? If it's to buy a luxury bag or car or any sort of purchase, is it to save? Do you have a game plan in how to save realistically? If we use the time metaphor, what are some ways I could make more time for myself or become more present with myself? An example of that would be if I use the shower example with my clients. So when you're taking a shower, are you being present in taking your shower? Are you allowing yourself to use those 5, 10, 30 hour, however long you want to take a shower? Are you allowing yourself to decompress? Do you have to start with 5 minutes? Do you have to start with a minute? Things like that. Yes. Organization is absolutely a luxury. Absolutely. Me too. Me too. That's why I needed, that's why I set up the workshop like this too. Yeah, organization is definitely going on my vision board. All right. Environment. We just have this one and one more, and then we're done. Well, okay, we'll just focus on it. In a bigger picture, what do my environments feel like? Are they quiet? Do I feel safe here? Do I have a lot of space? Do I prefer smaller space? What does your environment, what does your dream environment feel like? This could be work environment, this could be your home environment, this could be your office environment, doesn't matter. All of the environment. In 1 year, how would I like my environments to look like and feel like compared to what I have today? Compared to what I feel like my environments are today. Is it that when you come home, you need a little bit of more quiet time? Is it in your car? Are you allowing yourself to decompress in your car? I know like that's a really good one for moms at work, or parents at work. I'm sorry, we're inclusive here. um, in 1 year, how can I make my environment more of a place of recharging when needed? I just use the home as a really big example because I feel like that really is like our hub to recharge. So, but utilize this in always. In 6 months, how can I start creating these environments for myself? Is it to ask my partner to help handle the children for at least 30 minutes when I get home? Is it to start decompressing in the car? I'm hearing therapy for some people, setting up therapy appointments or utilizing therapy as that safe space. I love therapy. I will always advocate for therapy. Okay. And the last one, for those that this one resonates with, because I know not everyone that watches this is a business owner. And so if you have not created a separate space for just your business, that's perfectly okay. Or if you want to add it more to your career, perfectly fine. In the bigger picture, what does my business look like? What is it? Sorry. In my bigger picture, what does my business feel like? Is it hustle bustle? Is it thriving in that hustle bustle? Is it more relaxed, but still attaining everything that you've ever wanted it to? What does the bigger picture of your business feel like? In 1 year, what are some goals that you can set up for yourself? How many clients would you like to have, or customers? Or what is your monthly gross that you would like to, or monthly income? I'm still like learning my lingo with finances, so. But in 1 year, Is it that you would like to be booked every single weekend? Is it that you have clients, is it that you have clients paying in full? Is it having a bigger following on social media? Sorry, they're like popping up. Sorry. Okay, that's exactly what love feels like. Amen. See, they get it. They're celebrating us too. Okay. In 6 months, where do I want my business to be? If in 1 year I want a bigger audience on social media, in 6 months, I would like to be producing better content. How can I produce enticing content? How can I push myself out of my comfort zone to engage more one-on-one with clients? In 6 months, how can I build trust with clients? And how can clients build trust with me? All right. So, like I said, you can definitely go back to these at any time. I know that this workshop is running about what I thought it would. So we won't stay on too much longer. Or if you need to go, perfectly understand, and you will still be sent the replay, of course. Or if you need to pause, however you're watching. So remember to not get overwhelmed. And if you start getting overwhelmed, and it's like, I don't know. That's where the breathing techniques come back in, okay? Pause when you need to, when going back to these lists, and don't rush the process. If you need to work on one section a day, remember that this is your vision board. The energy that you are currently putting in just making this list is what your vision board is going to entice. It's going like that is what you are putting into it. So if you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just go back, watch the meditation and get yourself back in there. Or read your bigger picture items. Whatever works for you. You're gonna find what works for you. Most importantly, this list making should be fun. It should not be stressful. And if it is stressful, it's okay. You can always email me or message me on Instagram, or drop it in the comments if you're watching this on replay, and I'd be more than happy to help guide you into how to channel or make this fun, right? Okay. So for me, not that I am advocating that you need to do this, but for me, I do like to smoke a little bit of cannabis, just not to get me like fucked up or anything, but enough to like kind of quiet the subconscious and allow myself to enjoy myself. If you like wine, go ahead and grab a glass of wine. I am not, again, if you don't partake in any of these substances, you don't have to, you don't need to. But if you do, in moderation, right? Do these things responsibly. I am not held accountable. All right. So as part of something that so we're getting into the last part of it, so we're gonna be wrapping up here shortly. And so, or like whoever wants to stick around can stick around. But I'll definitely stop the recording after that. We'll see how we're feeling. But anyways, so the first thing that I want you guys to start doing live or on replay, I want you guys to start creating a music playlist that makes you feel like a bad bitch, that makes you feel like wealth, that makes you like excited about money, that makes you get back into that frequency of like, I can fucking do this, or these are the things that I want. Or if we're still taking these baby steps, what are songs that make me feel good in general? What are songs that I love to listen to that always put me in a good mood, no matter what my current mood is? Start creating that playlist. You could start later tonight, you could start tomorrow, at any point in time. And I want you to call this playlist the I Am Worthy playlist. Because bitch, you are worthy, okay? You are worthy. You are worthy to feel this excitement every single fucking day. All right. So if you are going to continue looking at visuals tonight, if you want to start printing stuff out tonight, or if you want to watch this on replay, while you are getting everything ready for you, totally up to you. So now we're going to start talking about visuals. Ooh, what kind of pictures are we going to be printing out? What kind of pictures are we collecting? What kind of pictures are we putting on our vision board? The most important thing that I want you guys to take away is that what images reflect the same feelings as our list, right? So if we're using our list as a guide, what images give us that bigger picture feeling? What images give us that in 1 year feeling? What images give us that feeling of 6 months? And it doesn't have to make sense because it's going to make sense to you. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. If in your bigger picture, let's use an example. Okay, so the career, right? My bigger picture career image is probably going to be purple sunset clouds because that's what it feels like. And I love that. And I'm obsessed with that. And then for my 1 year, if I'm implementing, okay, I want to produce better, have a bigger following on Instagram or TikTok or wherever, I am going to find someone's account that has probably, we'll just use a favorite creator, right? We'll have a favorite creator and you will put them on your vision board. You can even make a note if you want to. Want this type of impact. Want this type of following, right? And for the 6 months, what images are going to reflect utilizing that? Is it having pictures of organization? Is it having pictures of storyboarding? Things like that. So remember that while this is happening, while we are researching these pictures, that is where our subconscious may start to fight us. Our subconscious may start to say, you can't have those things. Why do you need that? And again, that's when we're going to implement the thank you for sharing. Now let's get back to work. And you can even combat yourself. Yes, I currently at this moment do not have these things, but I am working towards them. It is that feeling that I am manifesting. I am open to bigger and better outcomes for that serve my best and higher good. From the harm of none. What was my? For some reason I forgot how to say it. Oh, there we go. For the best and highest good, with harm to none, and with harm to none. I completely fucked it up. That's not this one. And let go of those expectations. So, for example, let's say you're saving up for a new car and you specifically have this one car in mind. You're like, no, I want that one and that one only. But what if there was a better deal on a nicer car, on a bigger car? And you, in turn, would actually prefer the nicer or bigger car. That it's still within your budget. Would you accept? So letting go of the expectations and holding on to that I know what is mine and is coming to me is because it's for my best and highest good. No strings attached. No bullshit attached to it. Remember, even if you have to keep saying, thank you so much for sharing, now let's get back to work. Even if you have to say it like every 30 seconds, that's a start. That is how you are going to keep channeling that determination and that discipline into your vision board. And the reason that that is so important is because those are our action steps. We cannot move forward and we can't do anything if we don't take those baby steps. And those baby steps start with our mind, right? It's how we talk to ourselves, it's how we treat ourselves, it's how we treat others. That's where projections start coming in. Yeah, and projections isn't also like just negative things. Like if you're kinder to yourself, you're more likely going to be kinder to other people. Right? So that is it for lecture. I know that that was a really, really long lecture. I do apologize, but I promise you that's it. I know that that can be a lot to take in. So please message me if you have any questions at all about it, or if you want me to explain something a little bit clearer, anything of the sorts. So feel free to drop a comment if you're watching on replay, or send me a message on Instagram, or if you're live here on the chat. But other than that, you are definitely free to go and replay this as you're building your vision board. Let this be like a podcast form for you. And if you are going to get into your craftingness tonight, the first thing I would recommend is start working on that playlist, because that playlist is going to be everything. Even if you're like, I don't know where to start, I would start with music that makes you feel like you want to dance. I love to dance, and my husband is so used to me dancing everywhere, anyways. So I just start dancing. So even if you're not there yet, what music can you play while you are creating your vision board? or gathering information for your vision board that is going to reflect everything that we talked about today, that is going to reflect that wealth frequency, that dream life, that bigger picture life for you. And I want you to keep adding to that playlist. You know, sometimes it's songs that you would never think like, oh shit, like, okay, yeah, I really like this part of this song, even if it's only for that part. It still made you feel good. Or lyrics. Or remember, we want high vibrational music. Okay. So okay. Great job, you're fantastic. Thanks. Thank you so much. This was definitely eye-opening. Yay, I'm so glad. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. Ah, I'm so excited. Well, I am trying to see. This was my makeshift studio, so I didn't. Well, I kind of expected lecture to go on this long. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording now, and yeah, have fun creating. The only rule that I have about the vision board is that it needs to be tangible. It cannot be on your phone. You can't do a digital one because then it kind of fucking defeats the purpose, bitch. Okay? Yes. Once it's done, once you get to a place of like, yes, this is beautiful, this is everything, then you can take a picture of it and put it on your phone as a screensaver, back screen, whatever the fuck. I don't know. However, you need to see it and it be visible to you. I keep my vision board next to my vanity when I'm getting ready for the day. So I'm passing by it every single time I use the restroom in our master bedroom. It also has a mirror in front of it. So, and I did that on purpose so that even while I'm putting stuff away or as I'm in my room, it's still in my vicinity. So I'm a psychopath like that because I am obsessed with obtaining my goals and dreams. So that is the only way.